Hello everyone, I'm Chauncey Fontenot and I'm excited to present my study, Self-Discipline and Environmental Reliability Across Generations. This research explores how a stable or unpredictable childhood impacts self-discipline later in life. So let's get into it. Why this matters. Self-discipline plays a huge role in academic success, emotional health, and long-term goals. But what if it isn't just about willpower? My study was inspired by recent findings, like those from Kidd and colleagues, suggesting that whether a child's environment is reliable can shape their expectations, trust, and ability to wait for rewards. So, Kidd and colleagues, the article I'm using is the one concerning the marshmallow test, where they're thinking that maybe these kids, you know, it has something less to do about discipline and more about their home life growing up, uh, which determines whether they take the marshmallow or not, because they can think that even though they're being told that if they wait, then another marshmallow will come up, because they're so, you know, adapted to lies throughout their household, they might not believe that the person is telling the truth. Therefore, they think that the most logical decision or rational decision in that moment is to eat that one marshmallow in front of them instead of waiting for the second one. So yeah, I'm basing my study off of that article. I sought to answer this key research question: do early environmental experiences shape self-discipline and ability to trust later in life? I hypothesize that individuals from more reliable backgrounds will report stronger self-trust and internal discipline. So I conducted this study by interviewing two participants from the same family, one named Baby, a 24-year-old raised in an unreliable environment, and Monica, her 43-year-old mother raised in a stable home. Each of them answered 10 open-ended questions about their childhood experiences and current behaviors related to trust, promises, and control. Some of the sample questions I asked them are: did you have a reliable environment growing up? Do you trust people now? Do you feel the need to control your environment in order to feel safe? Do you find it easier to keep promises to others than to yourself? And do you believe that the environment you experience growing up affects your ability to keep promises? So these questions help me explore, their upbringings growing up, what life was like, if it was a reliable environment growing up, and basically comparing that to their current perceptions of trust, self-discipline, and seeing if there's a connection between the two. So, results found that although both described themselves as disciplined, their responses diverged. Baby faced food insecurity growing up, frequent lies, mistrust, uh, ease in keeping promises to others, and a strong need for control. Monica experienced stability in her house growing up, with food stability, people not really lying to her. So this caused her to be more surprised by dishonesty. Uh, she did trust more, and she found it easier to keep promises to herself. They both, however, acknowledged that their childhood shaped their present behavior. So, baby, she had an unreliable environment growing up, so she doesn't trust anyone nowadays. It's harder for her to trust, whereas her mother had a reliable environment growing up, which makes it easier for her to trust and things of that nature. So, there's a link between those things. These findings suggest that for baby, self-discipline is tied to adaptability and survival in an unpredictable environment. For Monica, it's rooted in consistency and internal trust. This follows Kidd et al.'s 2016 quote that writes, "Kids learn what to expect from the world and they act accordingly." So, from a young age, kids get this gist of an idea of how the world is supposed to operate, and they adapt based on that. So, if you're living in a home as a kid where you're consistently being lied to, you're going to adapt to those lies. Um, for example, with the marshmallow thing, if the person that's giving you the marshmallow says, "Hey, you're gonna wait 10 minutes and then we're gonna give you another marshmallow," because you're so adapted to lies from your household, you're not going to believe them, and you're going to eat that marshmallow right in front of you. So the study contains three limitations. It has a very small sample size of two. It only follows a single family perspective, and it's self-reported data. So for future research, they could incorporate including a larger, more diverse samples, adding behavior self-control tests instead of relying on self-report data, and exploring effects across longer developmental spans. The key takeaways to sum it up is that early environmental reliability doesn't just affect whether self-discipline develops, it shapes how it presents itself and manifests itself. And consistent, reliable childhood environments may foster stronger internal regulation and emotional resilience. So it's very important for when we have children, or anyone in this class that have children, to make sure there's consistent early environments, so they don't, you know, believe that everybody's a liar and have these trust issues with the world. And my main reference is the Kidd et al. About the marshmallow task. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something and have a great day.